video that we have a teaser that has worked quite well, and it's on the enterprising women video. And what we have done is we have created a 1-minute trailer teaser that works quite well, and we will be putting that one onto the BDP replicated sites. I'm just going to run it right now while I get ready to get our panelist unmuted and ready to be the presenter. So while I do that, I'd like you to take a look at this video. Just click one of the best ways to enter it. It's called License to Earn. So we can actually go and type in license to earn in the search area, and it should take you right to that clip. This clip is a minute long, so through GoToMeeting you might not be able to see it perfectly, but watch for the titles on the video, and on the recording that will be put on the How to Get Going site, it will actually record quite well. So here we go. Okay, great. Well, this is actually a trailer for that Enterprising Women video, which has worked so great for so many in our team. So now we're gonna get see if we can get our team leader George Ruiz, who's our guest for tonight.
But anyway, we were talking about all these guys that I met several years ago that were using a very simple system. And now these three guys became very successful, as I say, using videos. And as I say, it was expensive. You had to buy the videos for about $5 a piece, and they tell us to buy 20 or so. And the goal was to at least to contact 2 people a day, previewing the videos every day. And it works. Now, today with technology, the things are changed. There are 3 steps to success. And tonight what we are going to be talking about are the very simple systems that make these guys multimillionaires. And by the way, this is a system that also helped Jay Bennett to become a millionaire, and this is not something new. When I started in Isogenics, when I called Jimmy said, I asked Jimmy, what do I do? And Jimmy said, okay, well, make sure you bring 2 people. And they said, what else I do? I said, well, make 3 people. But how do I do it? Send people to your website. And we were firing up. At the time, we have only the website. There were some videos, but the quality was not the best. Now, tonight, we are going to be talking about how we can use it. And if you do it every day, for those of you that have a job, in 12 months or less, you are not going to need a job, because you are going to be making enough money to quit your job, unless you are making something like 30 or 40 or 50,000 a month. And even that is possible, because instead of talking to 2 people a day or presenting to 2 people, you are going to do more than that. Now, this system is simple, and it's based on 3 different steps. And make sure you write down these steps, because this is the base of the whole thing. Very important. Now, the first step is the following. Is connect. You first connect with people. This is the first one. The second one, you are going to present. You're going to present the business and the products. And the third one, you are going to follow up. And today we are going to talk about one way to do it tonight, and that's a very successful way. You can use the same steps for anything that you are doing in Isogenics. You can connect to people. You can invite them to your home. That will be presentation, and you will be doing follow-up. Now, the system that we are going to talk about, you actually are going to be presenting, but you can be presenting to many people at the same time, even in different cities or different countries. Very, very simple. Now, the first step is connecting. Now, this is the first step. It is when you are connecting with people. In this step, you will must create curiosity. Now, this is very important. We have to create curiosity. We don't want to talk too much. And you spend in this less than a minute. If you talk too much, then you will lose your prospect. Very important. Again, this is going to take less than a minute, the first part. Very important. And what you want is to create curiosity. And let's talk about that. Now, what I'm going to show you now is the script that I use that you can adapt it to yourself. I'm going to go slow here in case you want to take notes. But as Alex said, we are recording this step. Let's suppose that I'm talking to Alex and I call Alex, Alex, let me tell you what happened to me. And I'm going to stay silent for 5 seconds. Let's see how 5 seconds are in a telephone. Alex had to ask me, what happened to you? And then it's when I go to the next part. I found something where not only we could stay healthy and look great, but you and I together can earn a lot of money. If this is not for you, it is okay. I wanted to call you first. 5 seconds, Alan. He's going to ask, what is it? And then it's when I say, what is your best email address? Let me send you a video that tells your story. And you can tell the video is amazing. It's only 12 minutes long. That's it. You just did a connection and took you less than a minute. As a matter of fact, it can take you less than 45 seconds. Very powerful. And let me repeat, you connect. You don't want to talk too long. Let me tell you what happened to me. Stay silent. I found something where when we not only we could stay healthy and look great, but you and I together can earn a lot of money. If this is not for you, it is okay. I wanted to call you first. What is your best email address? Let me send you a video that tells the story. You just did the connection. Now you can personalize it, but remember, this works for everything. Now, right now we are talking about the specific system that is sending people to the video. Then you are going to send the video to the person, the prospect, the video, enterprising women from your site. And let me tell you how you do it. I'm going to show it to you here in a second. Okay, let's see. All right. This is a website. Can you see the website, Alex?
Yes.
Okay, this is Jose Preciado. By the way, he sponsored 4 people in the last few days using the system that we are talking about. Those 3 steps.
Wow.
Very important. Now, you see here ISA videos. You can see the little hand going in ISA videos.
Yep.
You click there. And it's going to take a little while. Then on the right side here, you see a series of videos. You just click down here. You're going to see there is Enterprising Woman. You click there on Enterprising Woman. And when you see that here at the top reads Enterprising Woman, you know that you're at the right place. I'm going to stop it because you don't want to see it playing. We don't have to. You see, so far, everybody's with me. Remember, you go to your website, click here in ISA Videos, click on ISA Videos. When the videos come, guess what? Enterprising Woman is right there. Click on the video, and now let's send an email to that person. We click an email, and then we enter the email of the person that you want to send it to. Let's suppose to, I don't know. You put your email address. By the way, you put your email address. Don't write email address. Okay. And then the message. This is the video I told you. And then you click send. That's it. Click. You can share again, by the way, you want to send it to somebody else, but let's stop here. You see how simple it is? You went to videos, you did this, and click and send an email. Now, we have a system where, by the one, you can actually, it's called an iTools. In iTools, you can actually send the video, and then people, when they open it, they actually send you a text message saying that the person is opening the video. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going right now through the simplest way, because in this way, any person that is signing up today they can start sending videos to people. They can send 10 videos, 2 videos, 3 videos. And let me tell you, even if you do only 2 per day, but you make sure that 2 people watch this video, you are going to be very, very, very successful. As you see, it is really, 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 really simple. Let's go back to our presentation. Okay. You send, again, your prospect the video Enterprising Woman. And again, if you didn't see it, how we did it, you repeat this, but you see it's very simple. Anybody can learn this in about 10 seconds. Now, ask if they're in front of their computer, because if they are, wait until they open their email. When you hear the music, tell them that you will call in 30 minutes. This is as simple as that. We already went through the first step, connect. Now what happened? You are presenting. This step is when people are previewing the video. Your goal is to have at least 2 people previewing these videos every day. How hard they can be. Now, I know many people say to me, George, I will do whatever it takes to be successful, and they don't do this. This doesn't hurt. This is really simple. You send it to everybody. You don't have to prejudge anybody. Now, something that I was going to say before I continue. When you connect with a person, somebody asked me, can I call and leave a message in an answering machine? Yeah, you can do that, although it may not be as effective, because it's better when you are talking to the person, but still you're going to have results. As a matter of fact, one of our associates, to tell you some of the success stories, one of our associates, she was working in a job, making good money, 6-figure income, but she was like a slave, over 60 hours a day. She got this video on Friday. When she got the video, she watched it again, and she actually cried. And Monday, she quit her job. She has previewed this video to at least 30 people. I don't know the last numbers, but the last time that I heard, 30 people. Of the 30 people, 18 have signed up. Now, that's a 60% ratio, of success ratio. 60%. Now, I don't say that everybody's going to have this. I tell people to expect 10%. 10% is very powerful, because 10%, that means that for every, if you are doing 2 previews per day, and that's 10 people a week, and we have 4 weeks, that's 40 previews a month. 10% of that, 4 new people every month. And if you have people that are doing the same, imagine what can happen. Now, the more people you have watching your videos, the more you will grow. And as you see, so far, these 2 steps, they have to take to you less than a minute, because you are not going to be doing the presentation. The person is going to be connecting. Now, the follow-up, this is going to take a little longer, but when a person is when you're going to follow up and the person is listening to you, it is worthwhile, because in the follow-up is when you're going to have a yes, a no, or a maybe. Remember, follow-up is so important, because if you don't follow up, you never know what the decision that this person is going to take. Now, some people say, yeah, but if the person is excited, it's going to call me. Well, let me tell you one thing. For every 100 people out there, there are 2 that they're willing to do whatever it takes, and those are the ones that are going to call you back. However, there's another 20% that they're willing to look at something and join, but still they don't know exactly what it is. It's why it's going to take a little longer. If you are waiting for those 2 people to call you for every 100, then you are going to be missing probably 18 people more. And it's why it's so important to follow up. You want the decision, yes, no, or a maybe. The follow-up, it has several questions that are very important. Simple questions. The first one is, well, first let me remember one thing. Jimmy Smith, who has earned over $11 million, says the fortune is in the follow-up. And let's talk about the follow-up script. Very, very simple. Make sure you take notes. All these questions had a reason. All these questions means that a person has to say something. Now, most of the people, when they call or they give an information to somebody, or even when they invite people to a meeting, the first thing that they said is something like, what do you think? You don't want to do that, because our mind is like a computer. If the person is distracted looking at something else, or the person look at the video and didn't like the colors, or somebody that's in the video, it may be the first thing that they're going to tell you. One person can tell you, I don't like the colors of that video. You don't want anything negative. It's why you have to have have very specific questions. The first one, what do you like the most? You want to know what the person likes. If the person's a little vague, make sure you ask, well, tell me a little more. What do you like the most? Very simple. The second one is, what else do you like? Oh, it came in smaller print, but anyway, what else do you like? The reason is because we want the person to reaffirm, reinforce what the person is seeing. Very important. Now, the third question is important because you are talking about the business. It's how much money would you like to earn every month? The person can tell you 5,000, 10,000 a month. It's interesting because the most common answer that I heard is 10,000. The second one is 5,000. I hear also 20,000, 30,000. Rarely I hear anything over that. Although I was asking that question 2 weeks ago in a meeting, and the person told me 100,000 a month. That's cool too because people in Isogenics are earning that and even more. But anyway, how much money would you like to earn? Why? This is important. Or why do you want? What do you want to accomplish? Let the person talk at this point. If the person is a little vague, say, tell me more. Because if the person starts saying, well, I would like to quit my job. Well, what else? Or tell me more. Because the more reason the person has, the stronger is going to be the emotion involved. And we want the person to involve his or her emotions. Very important. Remember, this question is very important. People are not really excited about the money that they are going to make. They are excited of the reasons they want the money. They want the money. The next one is doing what you're doing now. How long will it take you to reach blank, your goals? This is important. Remember, you involve the person emotionally on the call and on the why. And when the person you ask this question, it's going to be like a crash. Now, you don't want to leave the person in the foreground, but remember, this question is so important. People are with reality. And then if you say, can you see yourself doing what I'm doing, sending videos by email? You see, people want to know when they see any business if they can do it and if they can make enough money. And as you see, they saw in the video, yeah, they can save money. As a matter of fact, a question that I forgot here is very simple after this, is can you see yourself how Isogenics can help you to reach your goal? It's not here, but remember, after this one, can you see how Isogenics can help you to reach your goals? This is after that one. And then you say, do you want to go fast or faster? And the reason I say that is because if a person say, well, I want to go fast, a fast is relative. For a person, fast means 150 miles per hour, while for another person, faster means 100 miles per hour. It's really, this doesn't mean anything. But the reason I have this question is because the person says fast or faster. What I'm going to talk to them is about the business path. And this, to start business with a potential user, you have to spend thousands of dollars. By the way, the spelling is wrong. Yeah, I know. I missed the uyu. But it said to start business with the potential you saw in the video, you have to spend thousands of dollars. Here, our business package is $1,099. That's true. But we have a special business pack today that is only $399. You see, the reason you have to talk about say that's special is because I don't know if you read in our emails, but the business pack of today, that is the pay setter, is really a special package that they introduced, and we don't know how long we are going to have it. It's why we have to say this, and it's true. But you see, the cool thing here, you are giving the potential. The other thing that you can say is, by the way, when you get people with this package, you get $80 in 24 hours. Something I was going to say about this package, I have a few distributors that they thought when they joined that would be hard for them to get any person with a $399. And it's interesting that there's a woman that she signed up today, her second person with the pay setter. When she came, she couldn't be in front of a computer. And now she already sponsors people in out of state. How? Using the videos. She sponsored about, I think in the last week, probably at least 5 people. It's interesting because in the prior 4 weeks in Isogenics, she had not sponsored anybody. After we did a training 2 weeks ago, and I repeated the training last week, She went into fire last week, and then she sponsored already 5 people. I have to congratulate her. As a matter of fact, I'm going to congratulate her by name. Her name is Elba, and she sponsored today another person with a Pacer program. Josie, Jose, that happened to be uplines. They also sponsor each one 4 and 5 with a couple of Pacer programs, and this happened this past week. I have also, of course, to say about Tiffany. Tiffany keeps hitting the ball hard. I mean, we have a lot of people this past week that hit the ball very hard. And one of the things is because they're using the system. They're using those 3 steps: the connect, the present, and the follow-up. And remember, you present to at least 2 people every day, and the video is using the presentation. You want to be successful? Make sure you do these 3 steps every day. If you do it in a convention that is 6 months down the road, I know many of you are going to be saying, "Wow, it is incredible how much ground I have gained, how many people we have in our organization." And I send a challenge to you today. Start connecting, presenting, and follow-up. Remember, connecting takes you less than a minute, less than 45 seconds, together with presenting, because you are not going to be there. This is when you are using the videos. And then the follow-up is the one that may take you longer, 10 minutes or so. But if the person has objections, etc., we are going to do another opportunity training with objections. But I tell you one thing. When you do this right, you're going to have very few objections. If you have objections, make sure that your upline is on hold. When I mean on hold, it's waiting on the call, or you do the follow-up with your upline. That is the best way. And then your upline would be the person answering the objections. But you see, very simple. Connect, present, follow-up. And the action plan is today and tomorrow. Start doing this every day. Minimum 2 presenting people a day. Alex, I don't know if you want me to say something else, because I feel that we have to make sure that people understand this. Connecting, presenting, and follow-up. I want to be clear on that, because that's the reason people become successful, when they are consistent. That's the reason I mentioned the way that people became successful in the past, using and passing videos, but spending hundreds of dollars per month, and sometimes even more, because that included then the long distance call that today, by the way, we have flat fees. At the time were something like 90 cents a minute or something like that. I don't even remember. But today it's much less expensive to build the business. Alex, do you have anything to comment?
Yeah, actually, I do have something to say. When I saw that so many people were earning tremendous incomes and they were doing something so simple, they all had something in common. They all told, they all talked to everyone. I mean, you go to a restaurant with them, they're talking to them. You go to the movies, they're talking to the person selling you the ticket. They talk to the person that's collecting the ticket from you. They talk to the people at the refreshment stand. You go to on a plane with them, they're talking to the stewardess. They talk to the people sitting next door. So they are constantly talking, which is our step number 1, which is connect. Then they're constantly presenting, although in many cases they say it in story form. They just tell their story and so on, and that's the present part. And then they always ask people to join them, or to purchase from them, or for referrals, and that's the follow-up part. And this is extremely simple. And if you ever go out with George or Leanne or Jimmy Smith, you will see that is very commonplace. So these 3 steps are exactly what we need to do. So the people that are earning, the top earners, they don't do anything other than these 3 steps. They might do them in different ways. And like George was saying, in the companies that he was in before, some people were doing this just by passing out videos. In the old days, they always would pass out tapes and so on, but it's always the same thing. And never has there been a better time to be in network marketing than doing the business today with the tools that we have. Email, online, the internet. It is cheap. I remember the days when I first met George, and those were the days of 25 cents per minute long distance calls. And I remember our bills were, in the hundreds of dollars a month just for a phone bill. If we ever had to send a video to somebody, we would send it out priority mail, and in those days, priority mail was like $3.35, then it went to $3.85, and that's the 3-day mail. But then the videos were $5 or $7 or $10, and it was a lot of money that was invested that way. Today, we have a tremendous opportunity here. So I think we're in an excellent position, and especially with this enterprising women video, it's incredible. And at the beginning of the call, I mentioned about the trailer. Go to the How to Get Going site and actually work on that trailer. It's called the License to Earn little. It's a 1-minute version that's like a teaser for that enterprising women, and we will have that now on the BDP replicated sites. So George, I think it's like, and you have taught me everything I know about network marketing, and it's like I do want to take 1 more minute to say a very interesting story. When I first met George, and this was in a company where he had about 40,000 people, and he invited me to go with him to do a home presentation, and I thought, this is going to be incredible. I'm going to hear all the secret phrases that George uses to get these people involved. And what I found was the following. We got to this house of the distributor that was hosting the guests, and actually it was only one guest, so it was going to be a one-on-one presentation. And when the doorbell rings, the guest comes in, and we all say our hellos and so on, and then it's George's time. It's showtime, and I figured, okay, let's see what George is gonna do. So George just directs everybody to the living room and takes out this VHS, puts it, the tape, puts it into the machine. Everybody sits down, pushes play. And 15 minutes later, he basically asks the question, what did you like most? And he answers a couple of questions, some objections, and so on. And then finally, the prospect actually says, well, how much is it? And George says, sure, no problem, wait a minute. He gets up, takes another tape, puts it into the VHS, and after 5 minutes, when the video is over, George says, well, do you want A, B, or C? Because there was 3 different ways to get started. Guy said B, and that was it. The guy was in. And here I was sitting saying to myself, you know what? Why did I travel so long to see this? I can do this. You don't have to be a heavy hitter. And although George knows a lot about network marketing and so on, he could have convinced the prospect by talking to them. But the best part was that the prospect knew exactly how to do the business. He knew that when he gets to a prospect, he takes tape A, puts it in, and after 15 minutes asks, what did you like most? And then he knew how to answer some of the objections and so on. And when the prospect asks how much, put in tape B, 5 minutes, and then ask A, B, or C. And it was as simple as that. So I definitely, at that point, I was a skeptical architect that didn't believe in network marketing. And when I saw what George did was so simple, I said, you know what? I can do this, and I can do it even better. And, and that's exactly what you want your prospect to feel. They can do this. It is simple, and so on. Now, we have run past our time here, and George, I want to thank you very much for for your participation today. And again, I want to thank all of you for your participation, and look forward to seeing you next week. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, please go ahead and email me at Alex, A-L-E-X, at goodmove.com. Have a great evening, everyone. George, I don't know if you want to add anything else?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. No, I just want to say, remember, guys, this is very simple. Just make sure that you present 2 people a day or more. Later in other webinars, by the way, even to people that you already talked before, even when you are in a Facebook, when you are talking to somebody, the person says, well, I would like to know more. What do you have? Make sure you create curiosity. We ask questions to create curiosity. And when the person wants to know more, make sure you send a private message with a link to this site, to the video. It's as simple as that. Do it every day. And seriously, in a year or less, you don't have to have a job if you are doing it consistently. Don't tell anybody in a year that we didn't tell you what to do. Very simple to follow up. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to have an accent. As simple as that. By the way, I was telling people today I went to a medical exam, just a routine exam, and the medical found out I have an accent.
Well, there is no cure for that, George.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Have a good evening, everyone. See you next week.